Hello everyone, I'm Dante and welcome to my breakdown of the Storm Rising lore event. Hopefully you got to run through it for yourself, but if not, I've got you covered, while also adding some context to when and why this event even took place. So let's start with what the event is supposed to be. Storm Rising is a short story, from the perspective of the last Overwatch strike team, led by Tracer and under the command of a mostly unknown officer called Sojan. Set in the final year of Overwatch's existence, when public opinion is in sharp decline, and the organisation Talon has become bolder and more prominent in its use of force. In the hopes of stopping Talon for good, Overwatch are following the money and tracking down their financier, Maximilian, finally tracking him down to a Talon-controlled business within Havana, Cuba. Opening up the mission is a Talon convoy, heavily guarded and travelling through quiet streets. Although only subtle, this is an indicator to what they have done to the island and those who still live there, as we saw in the event teaser, describing a prominent business. Don Robotico's historically a highly respected family business that grew over multiple generations, famous for its high quality in addition to being a large employer for the local populace, until in more recent years they were besieged by corporate espionage, a wealthy buyer seeking to take advantage of their glowing reputation. But the offer was refused, despite a large windfall for the owners. They chose to keep it in the family, recognizing the potential they already had, a decision this figure, who we know to be Maximilian, didn't take lightly. He attacked the supply routes of the company, bringing it to the verge of bankruptcy, until he could swoop in and claim the business for a fraction of the cost, leaving the founders and those under their employment penniless and without work, bringing this important strategic location under Max's control, including a large port to mask their more sinister intentions under the banner of Talon. And it's this that has caused these quiet streets, to the point that Talon now operates in the open, as their confidence has soared, leaving a small opening for what remains of Overwatch to make their move. As Maximilian rides peacefully, an ambush has been set, with Tracer at its head, for the first time seen riding a futuristic motorbike. As she starts to tail the convoy, we get one of our first real looks at Captain Sojan, one of the highest ranking members that until now Blizzard have kept mostly hidden, only really appearing in small voice lines and in Anna's short as one of the members of the Overwatch strike team, along with many other familiar faces, just older and in a new shiny outfit that doesn't really seem like Overwatch standard issue. Not that much is at this point in the timeline. Clearly this is a hint at lore to be explored, and might even result in a new hero dropping in the coming months. Though Overwatch have been sitting on this character for years now, and there are still so many teased characters waiting for their chance to enter the game. From this point on, Tracer's plan is pretty simple, to cause a distraction and force the convoy towards the rest of her team. Whizzing through the convoy from the rear, she is unable to catch up with the main target, but is able to easily dispatch off several of the vehicles, creating an opening for Mercy to swoop in next. To much the same effect, she attacks from the front, blinding several of the drivers and peeling off more escorts, followed by Winston, and finally, with their ranks thinned out, Genji dispatches of Maximilian's vehicle quickly, causing him to crash, but with enough time to make his escape deeper into Talon-controlled territory. This is where we as players pick up where the cinematic left off, making our way through Talon-filled streets, as reinforcements from other parts of the island begin to make their way to stop you. As most have predicted, this quickly leads you to Don Robotico's facility, right in front of the docks that Talon had been looking to acquire. After dispatching dozens of Talon agents along with some specialists, the strike team makes their way inside to the warehouse. That is noticeably lacking in rum. Instead, it's been partially converted to a Talon hideout, with signs of their tech dotted all over the place, while still retaining the front of being a rum distillery. The main office is still mostly intact and set up to deal with the running of the company, a sign of Maximilian's ruthless ambition for wealth, even while conducting undercover smuggling operations. The facility quickly goes into lockdown, trapping the strike team inside as waves of Talon soldiers break in using smoke to mask their entrance. And no, I can't find any law or technical reason to use this method over their more straightforward tactics shown in Retribution. A simple holdout ensues until Sojourn can get the gate open. This has given Maximilian enough time to make it to the fort that overlooks the bay while he awaits a helicopter to escape. Apparently the dozens of dropships they've just used to attack the strike team aren't up to his standards. That aside, the team commandeers a conveniently placed truck of explosives, which is an indicator of what Rum Robotico actually does in addition to furthering the mission. The truck is filled with Talon munitions, primarily grenades, but also several firearms that can also be seen in crates around the map. The last stretch is just a push to get to the gate of the fort, blow it open and finally catch a member of Talon's high table, launching the truck through the gate, removing the doors and taking chunks out of the fort itself, just as Maximilian is about to board his escape helicopter, taking us into the final cutscene and a series of cliffhangers. Firstly, with Max's apprehension complete, he does what he does best and begins to make a deal in an attempt to secure his own freedom, taking advantage of Overwatch's weakened state, as in years past the support of the public would have guaranteed his time in prison, and the capture of a high-ranking Omnic would likely have frayed Omnic relations further. However, in this current climate, after several covert successes on Talon's part, he has an out, meeting that Overwatch desperately needs a shot at, to take the head of Talon, Doomfist, an event we've already seen played out. With Doomfist's origin cinematic, we got to witness the flashback to his capture, which just happens to be this very strike team, and we know this for sure, due to a small teaser released at the end stage of the event on Twitter. Maximilian had directed the strike team to Singapore, a staging ground for an unknown Talon event, and where the final mission of Overwatch would take place. The second of these cliffhangers has a far less simple answer, and one that is yet to be uncovered. Blizzard tends to throw a lot of possible heroes and villains out into the world to muddy up their release schedules, and to make predictions much harder, while also trying to tip their hand that more is coming, even if the lore doesn't follow up in any real terms. This time, we get to see a new face of an all-new Omnic-centric villain. Still to be named, however, we do have a clear picture of their face, which is suspiciously Reaper-esque in nature. They have the clear signs of a high-tech Omnic. The dots on their heads are an indicator of the potential power of an Omnic, which is why all notable Omnics in the story so far usually have 9, including Zenyatta, who is already in the game, all leading us to Talon's support of another dangerous organisation that want to destabilise the current in-world timeline, and might even see us getting to finally answer what truly happened to level the Overwatch headquarters, and how is this second Omnic War going to take shape, now that all the pieces are in place. Thanks for watching this breakdown of the Storm Rising event. As always, I love to hear your thoughts on both the lore and the event itself. If you enjoyed this content, you can support the video by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel for more lore and use the bell to be notified of new content as it goes live. Until next time, I've been Dante, thanks for watching.